let's look at how you can create random colors. In this video, I want to make this box change color whenever the ball is inside it. First, let's look at where I'm actually drawing the circle. So here I'm drawing the circle, and right before you draw something, you usually want to fill with whatever its display color is. So right now, the circle's displaying as black because I'm using the color 0. So if I want the ball to change color, oh no, wait, I want the rectangle to change color. Okay, so let's look at where I'm displaying the rectangle, which is right here. So here's the rectangle. So here I'm filling with R color. But what is R color? It looks like up here, R color is an integer because all colors are saved as ints. And I initialize it to be a new color that's no red, all green, and no blue. So that's why the rectangle displays as green. It's because I've saved, so like this color command makes a new color, and I'm saving that color inside the R color variable. And then I'm filling and then that fill like loads a new paint color, so I'm loading the rectangle paint color right before I actually draw the rectangle. All right, so if I want to change the rectangle's color, I need to use a new integer inside this variable. So let's do that. What if I said R color equals new color, let's make it all red, no green, no blue. So here, as soon as I start, it's going to display in red immediately, and it's not going to change. Because what I've done is I've set my color to green, but then right away when the program begins, I set it to red, and then I display red. So how would we make it a random color? Well, we'd want this to be random, and this to be random, and this to be random. Random amounts of red and green and blue. So let's create an R variable, which is how much red. And I'm going to use math.random to make it a random amount of red. And let's just give it some fixed values for green and blue. And so now when I run it, you see it's always some color of red because the amount of red is getting set randomly. But it's flickering all the time. So what's going on here? If you wanted to make it actually different colors, you'd need to have this same line of code, but for the green value and also for the blue value. So you'd have 3 random statements saving into 3 different variables, and then you use your variables to mix your new color. The issue is that the issue with why it's flickering is where I'm actually doing it. Here I'm just doing it inside draw, and remember draw is running like 30 times a second. So every single frame I'm resetting the color. But I don't really want to reset the frame every color. I want to do it at a specific moment. So I'm going to cut that part, and I'm going to find the place. So here's the code that's detecting is the ball inside the rectangle, and I know because that's where the score is getting added to. So let's paste that code in here. So now I'm only going to change the color whenever the ball is inside the rectangle. Let's look at that. So there we go. When the ball was inside the rectangle. Oh, I forgot this. This is my old code where there's still a bug. Hold on, let me fix it. Okay, there we go. I just made the debugging video, and I went back to the version of the code where there were bugs. Okay, so here we've got, so like I said, whenever the ball is inside the rectangle, that's where it's changing color. What if I wanted to make the rectangle change color every single time the ball bounced? Let's do that. Let's do the same thing. I'm going to take all the lines of code that are related to color changing, and I'm going to put the lines of code in exactly the places where I want the color to change. So this is detecting, am I hitting the left and right walls? So if I hit the left and right walls, that I want it to change color. But if that's all I did, it would only change color when I bounced off the left or right wall, like this. But it wouldn't be changing color when I hit the top and bottom wall. So if I want that to happen, I've got to put it in the second place. I've got to put it inside the if statement for bouncing off the top and bottom wall. So a big theme here is you want to be able to separate the action of changing the color from the question of when does the action happen. If statements are designed to ask questions. When is something happening? When am I hitting the wall? When is the circle inside the rectangle? And so usually you would have your actions be inside your if statements if you want them to happen at particular times. If you just want it to happen all the time, that's what draw is for. So that's why a lot of these statements are just inside draw. I want to draw my rectangle all the time. I want to draw the circle all the time. I want to change the speed. I want to move the circle all the time. So that's the kind of thinking that you want to practice. I hope that this was helpful.